Redditors who have experienced snow, what is it like?
When everything is blanketed and not touched, it's beautiful and everything is absolutely silent, at least where I live. But it is terrifying to drive on poorly plowed roads. Once it starts melting and there are some snow piles here and there, it looks ugly, especially when it turns gray, black from all the cars.
As a Northern Canadian, the idea of never having seen snow is actually mind-blowing to me. We got more than 6 inches overnight last night. Driving sucks, but it's mainly because of everyone else. I don't have much trouble driving in it, but everyone else forgets how to drive.
Fun for the first few days, then you really would just like feeling back in your fingers and toes. It's very peaceful and nice to look at as long as you don't have to drive in it or remove it.
Beautiful to look at when it's untouched. But a nightmare to drive or walk in. Also, thank you stranger for the silver. It's coarse and rough. Oh wait. Wrong material, it's fun and cold and wet and feels weird if it slides down your back.
When it snows you don't feel wet. You feel wet some minutes later. When it snows a lot, sounds are filtered and everything looks more silent. Snowball fights scare me because I wear glasses and it can be dangerous. As a child it's fun because you can throw snowballs, build snowmen, make snow angels, and go sledding. As an adult it sucks cause you have to shovel, drive in it, and after a long winter it's just brown, grey and gross looking. And your car gets full of dirt and salt. But I must say, the first snowfall is always beautiful to me. I love taking a walk down a wooded road and the pure white color and muffled sounds from the snow made for a peaceful, beautiful walk.
Snow is like lazy rain. If you don't mind the rain and know how to be prepared, you won't mind snow. I personally love the snow. I think cold weather is worthless without snow around.
Heavier than you would think. Shoveling a driveway with a foot of snow feels like shoveling a foot of dirt off your driveway.
Coming from Central Europe, I always think the thought that someone hasn't experienced snow is so weird to me. I know so many have never seen it, but growing up with it and experiencing it every winter makes snow so natural for me.
Sometimes it's light and falls apart in your hands, and sometimes you can pack it to make snowballs or snowmen. You can also eat it if you want. If you see a yellow patch, that's the good stuff.
As a kid, a wonderland as a teen, a cool moment as an adult, a pain in the ass as a senior, a death trap.
It's nice when you are outside in a snowstorm and it feels like you are the only person on the planet. Fun until it gets in your clothes.
Cold and wet, and I hate it except for skiing.
Driving home in it last night, I was very worried about losing control of my car as I went up and down hills. After I got home and it stopped snowing, walking outside to shovel the driveway, couldn't believe how beautiful everything looked in the evening light. After shoveling it, was annoyed at how sore my back was when I was done. After the county snowplow passed through left a 2-foot-high wall in front of my driveway, I hated the goddamn shit. So passive-aggressive about it.
I live in Minnesota and snow is fucking amazing, dude. It's a nice soft cold powder, and if you are epic enough go out with swim trunks on and sit right down in it.
I don't like sand caret snow. It's coarse caret cold and rough caret wet and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Only thing I like about snow is when it's really late at night and you walk outside while it's snowing, couple of inches on the ground. Streetlights and absolutely no one around but you. No wind or noise, just you and the snow. It's something else. The rest of the time it's total BS and I hate it.
It's cold. I hate it. It's a swirling wonderland of sparkling, white pleasure. Let it fill your senses with cascading fluffy pillows of comfort and excitement as you have never felt before.
It's complicated.
Cold. If you aren't prepared, you're in for a treat. Sarcasm. It's a nightmare in my opinion. Driving in it is horrible too. That's what I think, at least. It is very quiet due to sound not being able to bounce as much.
Fine in small quantities, annoying in large quantities. If you go outside in shorts and a t-shirt and the sun is visible, you can get a tan. Just because of all the sunlight reflecting off the snow.
Cold, wet, slippery and miserable. As a Canuck, if I had to pick one word it would be quiet. Yes, it's cold and sometimes annoying, but the way fresh snow kinda muffles everything is awesome.
It's hard to describe to someone who hasn't ever felt it. I guess just imagine ice cream that's not quite frozen. Snow and winter have a smell. It's crisp and fresh. Skies turn orange when it's cloudy at night. Snow reflects a lot of light, so nights are a lot brighter than in the summer. It's wet. It's so wet and cold when it melts.
It lights up the nights. Walking in forests in the dark is much less scary when there's snow outside. Hee hee. Nobody is mentioning that when the sun comes out, and is shining on a layer of fresh snow that shit is bright as hell and hurts my eyes.
I never saw any until I moved. It was way better in theory than in practice. I couldn't play with it as well as I'd expected, and it's very annoying if not outright dangerous to deal with as an adult.
I hate it with a passion. The thing that surprised me most was how hard it is. Movies make it look fluffy, but it's essentially just crushed ice like you'd get in a snow cone. And it gets gross and dirty really quickly.
Looks amazing when untouched. It's fun to look at the paw prints that are in the snow. Fun to play in for a while. Snowball fights. Gets annoying after a while. School cancellations. I live in a place where there are snow days, but like once or twice. So when school is cancelled, it's awesome. I live near San Francisco and it doesn't snow here pretty much ever. And I've been to the snow, but I'd never actually seen it snow until I went to Chicago. It was magical. I loved it. The second closest would be when I was in Disneyland for Christmas once, and during the fireworks show they played Let It Snow and had soapsuds shooting out from seemingly nowhere. That was also magical.
Depends on the temperature. Warm snow and cold snow act very differently.
I hate the snow. It's cold, and coarse, and rough, and it gets everywhere. Me, a sad Floridian wanting to experience snow. My dog loves it. http://imager.com/a/86yaks. He's a Bernese mountain boy, and it's so fun to see him in his natural environment.
Ages 2 to 12, this is the most awesome thing ever. Ages 13 to 21, do we get the day off from school? Otherwise, whatever. Ages 22 to 28, you mean we still have to go to work? Ages 29 to 49, fuck. Where's the fucking shovel? Age 50 plus, let's move to Arizona.
A wonderful peaceful diamond blanket silencing the world around it for about half an hour before it becomes a dirt-laden trash-sprinkled sloshy nightmare, a New Yorker. I am a lot happier with snow. It makes my day or my week.
It's okay, till there gets to be 4 feet of it. And then you have to scrape the ice off your car, and then the wind kicks in and bites you so badly your face stings, but it's cool, I guess.
Great in yard when it's untouched, but in parking lots with slush it ruins shoes. Getting hit in the face with some cold smoke while skiing deep powder is amazing. I literally just experienced my first snowstorm in Michigan. It's unbelievably fluffy and sounds just like snowstorms in the movies. I was trippin'.
I love the sound of snow. If you're outside when it's quiet and snowing you can hear it falling on everything, but it's not the harsh patter of sound you get from raindrops. It's more of a soft, gentle settling sound. It's wonderfully peaceful.
Everything is a lot quieter, it's really peaceful. It's cold and wet but not like water wet. It's kinda hard to describe. As it falls and hits your face it's kinda soft. It crunches when you walk on it, kinda like sand but not quite.
I was born and grew up in a land of snow and then moved to a tropical island country. Snow is magical. If you've never experienced being in a snowy field in the middle of nowhere just basking in the comforting silence that is a light snowfall, you really should. I miss it terribly.
The most salient feature is the cold. There's many different kinds of snow, some is fluffy, some is wet and drippy, some is crusty, but it's all cold. If there's snow, it's cold enough that you need special clothing. You can't just wear normal clothes, and you have to plan around the cold for everything.
Don't forget the bottom ice layer with snow on top. It looks harmless, but it's not.
The best answer. It sounds how glitter looks. I don't know what this means, but I desperately want to know.
Sounds how glitter looks. Purple heart. I loved walking on the top ice layer and trying to walk slowly enough to not fall through. It had to be a decently thick layer of ice. I'm too heavy as an adult to do it.
This is exactly what I was going to mention, but you explained it much better than I would have. My favorite snow days as a kid were the ones where the frozen top layer was thick enough that you could pick up whole sheets of it and stack them like bricks to make an igloo. Also, it feels like the snow season here in Ohio has been slowly moving toward February and away from November over the last 10 years. Only had one good snow so far this season.